My name is Emily Fowler. I live in Huntsville, Alabama. In my free time, I enjoy painting or playing with my golden doodle named Winnie. So in 2021, I got a concussion and it lasted for a long time and led to me being diagnosed with post-concussive syndrome. And so what that meant was that I had a lot of trouble with my memory, with like repeating myself when I was talking. I would ask my family or friends to repeat something that they had just said to me. I had trouble with like my processing speed. Like I was just a lot slower than I had been before the brain injury. I think the span of my memory before LearningRx was, I think it was about 3 to 5 seconds. It took me probably like 6 to 8 months to realize I had gotten a concussion, like all this time had gone by, and then it honestly, it was like a lot of grief and a lot of despair of feeling like I wouldn't be able to move forward. I was a teacher when I hit my head, and so I was having trouble like remembering things myself, and so I wasn't able to teach. There was a lot of hopelessness and a lot of despair of thinking like this could be what the rest of my life looks like. One day I was at physical therapy working on something, and I wasn't able to do the task that my physical therapist was giving me to do because I couldn't remember what she had just said. And so she was actually the one who told me about LearningRx and said that they might be a better fit for helping me with those short-term memory, because my short-term memory was so severe that the other things that I had been trying to do were too advanced. LearningRx did a lot to customize the program for me. The first thing that comes to mind with that is when my trainer, Kim, found out that I had a traumatic brain injury. She actually did research on her own to learn about traumatic brain injuries and figure out the best ways that she could use the tools at LearningRx to support what I was going to need. And that just really spoke volumes to me and made me say like, okay, the people at LearningRx like really care about you as a person. You're not just like a number to them. And also like they focused on my goals. Like I think for the most part, my goals were things related to short-term memory, focus, processing speed, things like that. And so they were able to customize the program to address those needs. I really appreciated that because it never felt like a waste of time. So the first significant change that I noticed after I started LearningRx was that I was able to remember what I had done in my session. And that was like huge. I was working virtually, and we got off and I was like, I know what I just did. And so I like ran and told my mom, and like she was like, you can like tell me these things. It was a big moment, like, and it made me realize like, okay, like there is hope. I felt like an invalid, I guess, because I couldn't remember anything. And so after like the first couple of sessions with Kim, I was able to remember what we had done and recount it and like tell it to my family. And that was huge. And then another thing that had started happening was I stopped repeating myself as frequently. Now that I've been through training, I have hope for the future. I have hope that I'm going to be able to return to a normal life of work and driving and all of those things. And yeah, I'm hopeful for the future, and I credit LearningRx for that. Working through LearningRx, I was able to regain skills that I honestly didn't think I would get back. And I did not think that I was going to be able to, remember like a multi-step process. And so now like my family jokes that my memory is better than any of theirs. And so, because like if I go into the grocery store, like I don't have to take like a list. Like I'm able to use the skills that I learned in LearningRx to keep up with that. And I'm also able to use it with, like, if I meet somebody new, that used to be really overwhelming. And I wasn't able to like form any new friendships because I couldn't remember. I had no long-term memory. And it has just become easier with time as I've continued to like work with the brain skills and continue to practice the things that LearningRx has given me to do. And so even since finishing the program, I've been able to see progress. If I was going to explain to someone why LearningRx is worthwhile, I would say, one, it is the only thing that has been able to help with my brain needs, with my short-term memory issues. I would also say that LearningRx, the people there, their kindness and patience gave me the confidence that like I needed. They do a really great job helping you see it and focus on your progress while also continuing to address your specific needs. LearningRx is a resource that is unmatched to anything else I've ever experienced.